This is the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast, and I'm your host, Trudy Simmons from the Daisy Chain Group, providing platforms and opportunities for businesswomen to be seen and heard. This platform is for the women entrepreneurs that want to hear the real stories of what it takes to be yourself and run a business with all the different hats that you might have to wear. Come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration, and monthly masterclasses for you to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. These are the platforms to hear and share the stories of the tenacious, the rebellious, and the resilient women that are working towards the future that they build for themselves and their families. Hello and welcome to the Shine On You Crazy Daisy podcast. I'm your host, Trudy Simmons, and today I am thrilled and excited to introduce you to Crystal Timberlake from Boundaries Over Brokenness. Crystal, thank you so much for being involved in the book and the podcast. Please tell us about your business.
Hello, Trudy. Thank you for having me. Welcome, everybody. I am Crystal Timberlake, and my business is Boundaries Over Brokenness, as Trudy just said. And what we do here at Boundaries Over Brokenness is we help women to overcome the residual effects of trauma and ultimately turn their pain into purpose.
Wow, what an introduction. Thank you. And that brilliantly brings me into my first question. I love your saying, your devastation is your transportation to your destination. How did you come to understand this and live it?
Yes. So with the journey of really helping women to heal the residual effects of their trauma and turn it into purpose, what I realized through my own life and through the lives of many women who I've helped over the years is that what happens is a lot of times the devastation that happens in our life can literally break us down to a place where we don't recognize who we are. However, it's that same devastation that becomes the catalyst, the train ride to wherever it is that we are going in our future. So the destination that we arrive to as a result of doing the work to heal, and as a result of taking the time to say, I choose me, we find our purpose is revealed in that, because we come to our center, our grounding center of authenticity, and we recognize that life isn't happening to us, but it is happening for us.
I'm just going to say again, your devastation is your transportation to your destination. It makes so much sense when we feel like we're in it and we can't see why me. And then you come out of it and you find the thing that's next and you go, oh, if I hadn't have gone through that, I wouldn't have known my strength. I wouldn't have known my resilience. I wouldn't have known that this was possible. And it was just such a brilliant phrase.
Yes, I love that. And you know what? If that was something that I would have known when I was going through my own devastation, it would have made all the difference. And sometimes it's just comforting to know that like what you see right in front of your eyes right now isn't the end of the story. There's still more to come. So you have to stick with it and trust the process, because everything is happening for a reason.
Empowered. You talk about moving from one season to the next with work, support, and development. I love talking about this bit of people's journeys because otherwise it all sounds too easy. But what did it take in that middle bit?
Yes, the middle bit is the hardest part. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. The middle part is the part that no one really talks about. You kind of may see them at their low and then you see them at their high, but we don't talk about what happens in the process of things. And that's where all the hard work is taking place. So for me and my clients and, all the women that I help, it really looks like going to therapy, having coaches, doing the mindset work to really disassociate with unhealthy thoughts and the traumatic things that have happened with you, because we lose our sense of self-worth when we go through so many devastating things in life, and we lose our ability to be who we were called to be because we've taken on the identity of our circumstances instead of really being able to see our way out of it. So doing that hard work, during it and doing it, it really looks like taking some time to get to know you, taking some time to face hard facts about yourself, taking some time to get the necessary help and support that you need. The one good thing is that a lot of people don't tell you, but in order to reach your next level, you have to have good leadership that's already been to that level or is currently at that level. And a lot of times we become the do it yourself queens and kings, and we find ourselves stuck in the middle where we don't actually get to that place that I like to call the destination.
Mm.
And it's because we refuse to reach out for support and really see ourselves above our current circumstances. I always tell people you have to begin with the end in mind. So, what is your thought of the ending? What do you want to become? What is it that you're trying to undo or redo or recreate? I'm all about recreating our stories, because what you've been through isn't who you are, it's just a part of who you're becoming. So that work that's happening in between requires you to have good support, good leadership, a good healthy mindset that'll help you undo some of the things, to help you see your blind spots, because we don't always see our own blind spots. So that's what that process looks like in between.
It reminds me of the butterfly story. You've got the caterpillar, it goes into its little pouch and it goes into soup. And somehow out of that traumatic transformation comes a beautiful butterfly. Oh, so it is, but you've got to be able to sit in the soup sometimes and work out the work, the support, the development that you need to be able to be the next transformation.
I love that so much. So boundaries over brokenness. My logo is actually a butterfly. So the bees are the butterfly wings, and the O represents the body of the butterfly.
Yeah.
And it's for that very reason. Like you said, we all start off as little caterpillars, but then we go into this little cocoon and we are resting and restoring and becoming, doing the process, a butterfly, a beautiful butterfly on the other side of it. So it's really, it's the ability to see that process. Just like we can look at a butterfly and see how it goes from one phase to the next to the next, we have to be able to look at ourselves and our own stories in that same way, and just know that this is just a piece of the puzzle. This isn't the whole puzzle, nor do I have to stand for this being the end result of my puzzle. We have the ability to change it.
So the ability to say, I choose me, is very powerful. How does this change how you approach your life and business?
You know, that statement, I choose me, is very personal. And it's one that I've carried on with me throughout my mission for Boundaries Over Brokenness, and just my general life when I'm not, being the founder of Boundaries Over Brokenness. Because for me, a lot of my devastation started in childhood. So a lot of the decisions that I made in my early adulthood life centered around me considering other people and considering, like, my mom, for instance. I will just share this quickly. My mom has full-blown schizophrenia, which for a time, and still it's untreated. So all of my decisions were like, well, what does my mom need? How is she going to need me? How is this decision going to impact her? Like, decisions for my life going to impact her? How is it going to impact my siblings and all of the things? And really what happened was, when I turned about 21, 22, I decided that everyone else had the opportunity to live their life, but what am I going to do with mine? I have the ability to say, I choose me. And choosing me meant I was going to do all the work to heal. I was going to do all the work to figure out how to create boundaries, because that was the problem. I kept finding myself in broken situations because I had no boundaries. And I was going to do whatever I needed to do for me without considering how my choices for my life would impact someone else's life. And I know that may sound selfish, but when you've been through trauma and codependent situations, you find yourself always being codependent or interdependent with people, and not allowing yourself to make sound decisions for your life. And you look up and your life has passed you by and you haven't even done anything for yourself. So I choose me means I'm choosing to be a better version of me. I'm choosing to be healthy. I'm choosing to live the life that I desire. I'm choosing to go after my dreams. I'm choosing to be all that I know that I was called to be. And that's the message that I want everyone to know, that choosing you is not selfish.
Not
It's
selfish,
your life.
needed, absolutely. And as much as it's a really hard thing to say and to do, try it once. Don't say that it's selfish to do it and it feels selfish to do it. Just try it once. I choose me in this circumstance, and see where you go. If there was one lesson that you've learned that you would want every entrepreneur to know, what would it be?
In entrepreneurship, I would say that don't be afraid to be okay with growth. I feel like going into entrepreneurship myself, people would always say that you have to have this all figured out in the beginning before you set out to do it. And that creates overwhelm, which can result in fright, flight, freeze, meaning you do nothing at all, you run away, or you're just so frightened that you can't show up as your authentic self. And as an entrepreneur, especially the women that I work with in particular, it's important to know that as you grow and mature and learn new things, your business will grow and mature and learn new things. So don't be afraid to show up as who you are authentically in the moment. And who you are today may not be who you are a year from now, and it shouldn't be who you are a year from now. So being okay with allowing yourself to grow, but allowing your business to grow along with you is so important. And don't get caught up in the glitz and glams of, just quick success, because the more authentic your business is, the more people will gravitate towards you and your business.
What's your favorite business book?
My favorite business book is Think and Grow Rich. And the reason why is because as a person who came from trauma and poverty, it was very important for me to understand that there's such thing as money trauma. and working your way through that as a business owner is important. Understanding how your own thought process, how your own backgrounds are impacting your ability to be successful in business is important. So if you're anybody who has had any kind of questions about money or handling money or thinking about your mindset around the way you treat money, that's a really good read for you.
And I love that. I read it about 10, 15 years ago now, but to know that that book was written in the 50s or the 30s, and it's so relevant now. I just absolutely love the messages that are in there. Well worth picking up. Yes. Crystal, this has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for being a part of the book and the podcast, and putting that phrase into people's minds of your devastation is your transportation to your destination. I hope that everybody takes that away and realizes where you are right now is perfect. You're on your way somewhere.
Yes.
Thank you so much for being involved.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. If you like what you saw, please like the video and click the subscribe button for this channel for more inspiration. If you're a businesswoman looking for that community that will support you and lift you up, come and join the Shine On You Crazy Daisy membership, offering online networking, co-working, collaboration, and monthly masterclasses to grow your knowledge. Go to thedaisychaingroup.com for more information. And for even more inspiration, please go to the link under the video and get your copy of the Shine On You Crazy Daisy series of books with inspirational and motivating stories from businesswomen around the world.